Hello students, welcome to our English class. I am Miss Annie Etur and today we are going to learn the next chapter, that is 2.5, The Happy Prince. Students, 2.5 The Happy Prince is written by Oscar Wilde. The story of the Happy Prince is an allegory. It is based on theme that love and sacrifice are important values in human lives, and happiness comes to those who makes others happy. Those who have compassion and concern get as much joy as those who receive their kindness and charity. So now let's get started with the lesson. Before starting up with the lesson, let us know about the poets. Oscar Wilde was an Irish poet and playwright. After writing in different forms throughout the 1880s, the earlier 1819s saw him become one of the most popular playwrights in London. He was born on 16 October 1854 in Westland Row, Dublin, Ireland, and died on 30th November 1900 in Paris, France. His movies were Wild, Dorian Gray, The Importance of Being Earnest, and many more. He was rewarded with Retro Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation and many more. Now let's get started with our lesson. The passage starts from page number 46 to 47 of your English textbook, the lesson 2.5, The Happy Prince, from the statue of the Happy Prince till Swallow fell asleep. The statue of the Happy Prince stood high above the city. It was covered with gold, its eyes were bright blue jewels, and a red jewel hung from its vest. Everyone thought it was very beautiful. "Why aren't you like the Happy Prince?" mothers said to their little boys when they cried. Sad Man looked at the statue and said, "I am glad that someone in the world is happy." So students, there was a happy prince, means the statue of the Happy Prince, very high above the city, and it was full of gold, and its eyes were very bright, like a blue jewel, and there was a red jewel which was hung beside its vest, and it was very expensive. So everyone thought that it is very nice and beautiful, and everyone who used to see the statue used to be happy by seeing it on it. The mother used to say that children who used to cry that why can't you be like the Happy Prince? And the people who used to be sad, they used to look at the statue and sad. I am glad that there is someone who is always happy in the world. So everyone thought, why can't as a children's or as a human being become happy like this Happy Prince? Next, one night a little bird flew alone over the city. The other birds were all in Egypt now. "Where can I stay tonight?" he thought. Then he saw the statue. "I will stay there," he thought. "It is high up, so there is plenty of fresh air." He landed between the feet of the Happy Prince. "I have a golden bedroom," he thought. But as he put his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. He looked up. "That is very strange," he thought. "There is not a cloud in the sky, but it is raining." So one night one swallow had flew a long way and came to the city, and almost all of his friends had gone far away, and he had to stay behind for 6 weeks. So he was alone and all has gone in the Egypt, and he was thinking that full night where should I stay? So the next morning I will flew away. Then he saw the statue of the happy prince and said to himself, I can stay there, and because it is high up, I can get fresh air also. So thinking that, he landed between the feet of the happy prince, and then he started telling to himself that I have a golden bedroom. So happy prince is full of gold. So that is why he started telling that I have got a golden bedroom, he thought. But as he put his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. So he looked up from where the water came. That is very strange, because how can the water come? He said to himself. It is very strange. Then, because the sky is clean and there is no single rainy cloud, but it is raining. If the cloud is clear, then how it can be raining? He thought, and this is very strange. The swallow thought. Next. Then another drop fell. I can't stay on a statue that does not keep me dry, he thought. I must find another place, and he decided to fly away. But as he opened his wing, a third drop fell. He looked up and saw. Ah, what did he see? The eyes of the happy prince were full of tears. Tears ran down his golden face. The face was very beautiful in the moonlight, and the bird felt sorry for him. Who are you? Said the bird. I am the happy prince. Then why are you crying? I am wet with your tears. So the another drop fell on him. Then the swallow got angry and started telling that I can't stay on a statue that does not keep me dry. So I should find another place. And as soon as he decided to fly, he opened his wing and another drop fell. And that was the third drop that fell on him. And when he looked up and saw and said, Ah, what did he saw? So as he looked up, he saw the eyes of the happy prince were full of tears, tears that rolled from his cheek down to his golden face. And the face was very beautiful in the moonlight, because it was night. Moon was there, and as it was of gold, it was shining and reflecting back. And the swallow felt sorry for him, because he was such a beautiful face and such a beautiful person. Then why tears in his eyes? So the bird said him, Who are you? I am the prince. If you are happy prince, then why are you crying? I am wet with your tears, said the swallow. Next. When I was alive, said the prince, I had a heart like every other man. But I did not know what tears were. I lived in a palace where there was no sadness. In the daytime, I played with my friends in a beautiful garden, and in the evening I danced. There was a high wall around the garden, but I did not know what lay on the other side. So I was called the Happy Prince. I was pleased with my little world. Now I am dead, and they have put me up here. I can see all the unhappiness of my city. My heart now is made up of cheap metal, but even that poor heart can feel, and so I cry. Oh, said the bird to himself, he is not all gold. He is only gold on the outer side. So here the prince says that when I was alive, I was also having a heart like every other man, but I never know what is tears. So the prince says, I used to live in a palace and there was no sadness. I even did not know what is sadness. But every day, every time He used to play with his friends in a beautiful garden in evening. He used to dance. So there was high wall all around the garden. Because of this, nobody used to come inside. Neither he used to go out. So outside, what is said, sadness, what is sorrow, he did not even know about it. And that is why he was happy. And he was also called as the happy prince. Prince said that my little world, my palace, my beautiful garden, I was very happy with all that. But now I am dead and I have been put here up like a statue. Now here from high I can see all the unhappiness of my city. Here he says that my heart also is like the other men, but now they have made up of metal, a chief metal. But even though this poor heart can feel others' sorrow, others' unhappiness, and that is why I am crying. So the swallow said to himself that even though he is of gold from the outer side, he is a good person and he is having a good heart. Far away from here, said the happy prince in a low voice, there is a poor house in a little street. Through an open window, I can see a woman at a table. Her face is very thin and she has rough red hands. She is making a dress for one of the queen's lady for a dance in the palace. Her little boy is lying on a bed in the corner of the room. He is very ill. He is crying because she can only give him water from the river. Little bird, will you take my red jewel to her? I cannot move from here. So here it seems that Prince is very helpful and having beautiful heart. Happy Prince says to the swallow in a low voice that far away there is a poor house in a little street, and from the open window I can see a woman at a table, and her face is very thin and her hands are very rough. It has become red, and she is making a dress for the queen's lady for their dance party in the palace. So, for they required a dress. She also had a little boy. He is lying on the bed in the corner of the room, and he is very ill, having high fever. He is crying because he is very hungry, and the mother can't give him anything. She only can give him water from the river because they are very poor and they were not having anything to eat, and that is why she had given him the water from the river to that little boy. Then the prince said to the swallow, will you do my work? Can you take my red jewel to the poor woman? Because I can't go there. I am unable to move from here. Next. My friends are waiting for me in Egypt, said the swallow. Little bird, said the prince, please stay. The boy is crying, and his mother is so unhappy. The happy prince looked very sad, and the little swallow was sorry for him. It was very cold here, he said, but I will stay with you for one night. Tomorrow I will take the jewel. Thank you, little bird, said the prince. So the swallow took the great red jewel from the prince's vest and flew away with it over the roof of the town. He passed the palace and heard the sound of dancing. So the swallow said to the prince that my friends are waiting for me in the Egypt. So the prince is requesting to him that please, little bird, stay, don't go. The boy is crying and his mother is so unhappy, very sad. And the prince was looking very sad. So the little swallow felt bad and he felt very sorry for him. Then the swallow said that here it is very cold, but for you I will stay here for one night, and tomorrow morning I will take the jewel to the poor woman. Thank you, little bird, said the prince. So after the swallow is telling to him that I will take the next day. So the princess thanking to the bird. And the next day the swallow took the great jewel from the prince's vest and flew away, along over the roof of the town. And as he passed the palace, the he heard the sound of dancing. Next, the bird passed over the river and flew and flew. At last he came to the poor little house and looked inside. The boy was lying on the bed. The mother was asleep. She was so tired. He flew in and put the great red jewel on the table. Then he flew back around the bed, moving the air around the boy's face with his wings. Oh, said the boy, my face does not feel so hot. I think I'm getting better. And then he flew away. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince. It is strange, the swallow said. It is very cold, but I feel quite warm. That is because you have done a good thing, said the prince. The little bird fell asleep. So the bird had passed over the river and yet flew a long way, and at the last he came to the poor little house, and he looked inside. The boy was lying on the bed and the mother was asleep because she was very tired after doing work. Then he put the red jewel on the table and he started moving around the boy's face with his wing so that he can get some air through his wing on the boy's face. Then the boy said, oh, now I'm feeling better, feeling little cold. So he got the air with the swallow's wings. And that is why he said, I am getting better now. And he fell asleep. After doing his work, the swallow flew away back to the happy prince. And then the swallow thought that here it is very cold. Then too I am feeling quite warm. Then the prince said to swallow that this is because you have done a good thing. So you are feeling warm. And the little swallow fell asleep. So students, now we are at stop with my explanation and the remaining part we will do in our next video. So let us revise whatever we have learned today. Students, let us start with the evaluation question. The first question, say whether those sentences are true or false and correct the false ones. The first question, the writer of the story is William Blake. False. The writer of the story is Oscar Wilde. Second, everyone admired the statue of Happy Prince. True. Third, the mother was working when the swallow brought the yellow jewel. False. The mother was sleeping when the swallow brought the red jewel. Fourth one, the swallow took the great red jewel and flew away. True. Now the next one. Question number 2. Answer the given question in your own words. First, where was the Happy Prince statue located? The Happy Prince statue was located high above the city. Second, where did the bird decide to stay for the night? Why? Answer, the bird decided to stay near the statue of the prince because it was high above the city and the bird felt he could get plenty of fresh air there. Third, why was the happy prince crying? Answer. The happy prince could see all the miseries of the city. He cried on seeing the sorrows of the poor people. Fourth, why was the bird not able to sleep peacefully that first night? Answer. Just as the bird was about to sleep, he was disturbed by the three teardrops that fell from the eyes of the statue. When he saw the tears running down the cheeks of the statue, he looked so beautiful in the moonlight that the bird was filled with pity and could not sleep. Fifth, from where did the swallow fly? Answer. The swallow flew from all over the roofs of the town. Next question. I must find another place. Identify the part of speech of the underlined word. So students, here have to identify the part of speech of the underlined word, that is another. And the answer is adjective. Next question. My friends are waiting for me in Egypt. Add a question tag. So here you have to see whether your answer is negative or positive. So here our answer is positive. So your answer will be, my friends are waiting for me in Egypt, comma, aren't they? Question mark. That's all for today. I hope students you have understood the lesson and have got some information from this lesson. Thank you students. Remain safe and God bless you.